This is how we make koji to make better koji rice. Sake is made by fermentation like wine. However, rice does not inherently contain the sugar required for fermentation. So koji is the step to convert the starch in rice to sugar by using koji malt. This is the very essential part of sake making. So to make better koji rice, we have to control the moisture in the rice. And the rice is too dry, the mold cannot go deep inside the rice. So when the rice is flattened and dried from the rice spreading, like this, at this moment, the koji mold is spread on the rice evenly, with a keep out sign hang outside the door to protect the powder-like koji mold from the outside air. So no one even talks during this mysterious moment. The reason we sprinkle koji mold from the height is because we want to make sure each piece of rice could catch at least 2 to 3 molds. So again, the temperature of the rice and humidity are monitored every day and night in order to let the mold grow well within the rice. So normally the rice is covered completely within 2 or 3 days, which is around 65 hours. So when the koji mold grows in the rice grains, it looks like a white and has a sweet taste like a chestnut. So here it's time for us to ferment. We have around 400 fermentation tanks in our breweries. As you might notice, each tank is not so big. When we want to take advantage of the natural heat from fermentation, smaller tank is obviously easier to manage. In this fermentation step, again, the temperature of moromi is very carefully managed. Mixing moromi mash can be replaced by machine, but we intended to use human hands to mix the mash because we think human sensor is much more sensitive than machine. Here, this is our analysis room and probably the most unique part comparing to other sake brewery. Do you remember the fermentation room with the tanks? And each sheet, these papers reflects each tank, and we record the data like temperature, or as sake meter value, or other correctable data. So the condition of each tank are recorded daily, and constant flavor checks are necessary. We'll see later. Here, we taste the final product, tank by tank, and check the quality and also the taste. Make sure that the quality is good enough. This is a very precious moment. And when the fermentation is completed, we separate liquid, which is sake, from sake leaves by using pressure machine. This is called yabuta pressure. It's also commonly available in most sake breweries. And this one is quite unique. We also use centrifuge machine. Dasai was the first sake makers to use this machine to press sake. So it makes flavor even smoother and cleaner, but takes a little longer time. So we use both. After pressing, we bottle and pasteurize cold sake around 1 to 2 degrees Celsius, which is very fresh, and heat them with hot shower, around 65 degrees Celsius for about only 5 minutes. Then right away, cool them down, so that we can keep the freshness and also the fruity aroma inside the bottle. After everything is done, the sake is shipped all over the world, including KL. And all of these efforts are for your enjoyment. Thank you so much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Miss Numata Maduka, and thank you very much for the narration. It was just phenomenal how to how the process of making a sake looked like. That was really, really interesting. And for those who are wondering where was this particular brewery, it's the world famous sake brewery in Sai. All right, so that side, yeah. So that's where
we are from Yamaguchi.
The video, the presentation was being shown. All right, so now we've got Miss Numata Maduka. How are you? I hope you are fine. And we'd like to bring in another guest of ours, which is Mr. Thomas Ling. Okay, looks like we didn't get Mr. Thomas Ling in, maybe some technical issues, but it's okay. We've got Miss Numata Maduka with us, and I think she'll be more than happy to answer some of my questions regarding sake. I would love to know more about sake.
Sure.
So you went through the whole process, right? And I would like to ask, what is the main ingredient to make sake?
Is a rice. And I actually missed to explain because I missed the movie. But we only focused on particular sake rice called Yamada Nishiki. And this rice is very important. We usually need to polish the outer part of the husk to make sure the quality is, into certain standards.
Wow. Okay, so you polish it first, making sure that everything. Oh, the green rice is so small.
The more you polish, yes, we use a very tiny piece of rice to make sure all the rice. The quality is very stable. And of course, very refined.
Okay. So you talked about the rice just now, making sure that you polish it right, making sure that you got everything right. But how do you make sure that the quality is there, or that it's high quality?
The more you polish, let me talk a little bit more about the rice polishing, because the outer part is quite big. It's a brown husks. First of all, we need to remove them, and the more you polish, the smoother and the cleaner the flavor becomes. So gently and slowly, we polish the outer part of the rice. So not to break or burn the rice. And it usually takes more than 3.5 days to be polished down to 23%.
Wow.
That side 23% is our signature product. So it takes quite long time to prepare the ingredient itself.
So I guess 23% is the high quality?
Yeah, that's the remaining percentage comparing to the 100% original grain.
Wow. Okay. So guys, as you know, it's not as easy as it looks. It takes about 3-4 days just to polish rice. Goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's like we've got Mr. Thomas at the bottom of our screen. I'm not sure whether he's going to come in. Okay. Not to worry, maybe we will try to talk to him later. But Ms. Numata, if you're more than happy, maybe you can answer the questions as well. So we're going to question number 3. And how do you usually serve and drink sake?
It also depends what kind of sake do you choose. But for our sake, we especially focus on Junmai Daiginjo grade. This is the most premium range or premium grade, I could say, when we talk about sake. So those sake tend to have very fragrant style. So we usually recommend you to serve cold. And using white wine glass works quite nice. So you can enjoy the aroma. And also at the same time, you can enjoy the taste.
Okay. So you also serve it in white wine glass?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was some kind of cup,
small tiny cup.
Yeah,
that one is also fun, but when you have Junmai grade, which has less polishing ratio with more flavors, then you can use that small traditional sake cups, so you can also enjoy the atmosphere.
Okay. All right, so that's a little bit about sake, ladies and gentlemen. I know that people are going to be interested, and definitely people are wanting to find, the best sake in town. And thanks to Ms. Numata Maduka, we are able to know more about sake. Thank you very much for your time. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you so much on behalf of Japan EXPO Malaysia 2020. Okay. But of course, for our viewers, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a little surprise for you. We've got a game for you. So Listen very carefully, all right? I've got a question in my hand, and you could stand a chance to win this. Dun dun. Yes, it is a set. What set is that? Is the Tokuri set. Okay, so you're going to win a Tokuri set by just answering a very, very simple question. I'm not sure, Miss Numata, do you know the question? Yes, you do, right?
Yep.
No? It's okay. All right, so I will say the question. All you need to do is to write in the comment section, and definitely we'll pick out the winner. The question is, we touched it actually, we touched it for almost 5 minutes. And she also mentioned it a few times. The question is, what's the main ingredient in sake? Dun, dun. It's so simple.
Very difficult question.
We touched it for so long. So what's the main ingredient for sake? Type it in the comment section and we'll choose the winner. And you will win this. Yes.
Ta-da!
It's free. Yeah, so that's the Tokuri set. All right, so write in the comment section and my colleagues will pick out the winner. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you very much to Ms. Numata. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure she's a very busy woman. She has to polish rice for 3-4 days. All right, so thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a lovely weekend.
So that's
Bye-bye.
a little bit about sake, everybody. And I hope that all of you have enjoyed that little session where we talked about sake.